Good morning. This is Bobby Dupre with the Bobby Dupre Show, presented to you each Thursday morning at 7 a.m. And, of course, many of you are viewing it on your cable system. Some are on the original antenna type. If you,
rabbit ears.
Rabbit ears. I'll even work in the local community. And I might add that many of you today are listening to it on the radio like you have for the past almost 35 years. Can you imagine? And right at 10 years on television and or the radio. And then, of course, probably 5 years ago, we went in with the internet.
Yes, sir.
So streaming, as you watching it right now.
Streaming,
it's
archive.
The whole
You can
nine
Google
yards.
it.
Google it. That's correct. And what about? He showed us. He meaning Matt showed us on our cell phones.
Yes,
on
YouTube.
your iPhone.
You can go to YouTube and look for KDCG and watch the Bobby Dupre Show, the archived versions via YouTube, and of course that's compatible with your iPhone. You don't necessarily have to have the Flash player. You can just go direct to the YouTube on your phone, the YouTube app, type KDCG, and it should come right up. Or Bobby Dupre on YouTube.
Okay.
How you like that? He's so technical, huh?
And
Man,
by the way, this is my sidekick here, Andrew.
Good morning. You know, you always amaze me. You're one of the first persons I've ever had to call me and said, I need you to Google something for me. Now, people were hardly saying Google as a verb in those days, but I always tell people, they say, well, you know, is Bobby good with the computers? I said, Bobby don't turn them on, but he knows who to turn on to get what he wants out of the computer.
That's right.
And so
I'm surrounded by the knowledge.
And you need to know enough of it to better know how to make it, to make your business work. But you don't necessarily have to be the guy who pushes every button. Just like here at the TV station, you and I don't know about engineering, but Mark makes us both look good.
That's right.
You know?
He even, some of those pictures you see of us, like right now, he kind of,
He's fixing that.
He's fixing them up.
Putting some makeup.
Yeah, he's putting some makeup on for us. But on the serious side, we want to thank all of you for viewing and recommending that your friends, your neighbors, your relatives watch the program at least occasionally. And of course, the reason we bringing all this up is we have to always remember to ask that you consider our sponsors when you buying, like if you go to Benny's Supermarket. He's been a sponsor since day one on the program.
That's
here.
right. And Benny's right now, if you go by, you know, they're serving home-cooked meals every day of the week in the home-style cafe. It's cafeteria style. You go in and you can say, give me that big rice and gravy with them smothered pork chops. On a Friday, you can ask for that fish because you're not going to eat meat on Fridays. If you're looking for a salad, you know, in my case, you know, during the week I eat so heavy at night, that good meat from Mr. Benny's and all that good food. Daytime I want to take it a little bit lighter. I can go by there and pick up the nice little chef salad, the small size or the big size if I'm really hungry. He's got all that big wine and beer selection. They've got Blake Noel's big cooler in the back with all kind of imported beers all over the world. You can build your own six-pack to make the deal if you like. They got a little Benny Sports Shack. If right now a lot of people, you know, hopefully it'll cool off soon. We're still pretty warm, but people are starting to, you know, getting back into school mode and they're doing exercising, getting nutritional supplements while you're working out, build you up, make you feel better. And of course, Miss Mary's gift shop there as well at Benny's.
Okay, one more, quick.
One more. Let's go with, how about
maybe from the bottom.
Steamboat Warehouse.
There you go.
Get mama away from the smell of her own cooking is how we always say it. If you go down to Steamboat Warehouse, chef owner Jason Huguet has got a great selection of seafood, of steaks, because I know people love their steaks. You like the good ribeye, you like that good Angus beef that's been corn-fed from the middle of the United States out in the Midwest. Great, good eating food there. The wine selection, from the red wines to the white wines. You like it cool, you like it room temperature. He's got a tremendous selection. And of course, the adult libations with the old-timey Bloody Mary, of course, probably the most famous drink you get over at Steamboat with the pickled zydeco, pickled string bean in the middle of the drink. Walk out on the wharf and see beautiful Bayou Catawba in Washington. Steamboat Warehouse.
There you go. Last week must have been like Wednesday or Thursday. Must have been Wednesday. Had lunch with Megan. Megan is in. College starts this coming Monday, the 29th. But in the meantime, she's in and out of New Orleans. She did an internship with the Bobby Jindal campaign, the office that's located, campaign office out of New Orleans. And she said it was interesting. She met some nice people and a good little experience. And what I guess they use that when they're applying for a job when she gets out of college, be on the resume.
Sure. I mean, you work for the governor, might be working for the next president of the United States. I mean, that's, all kind of rumors about where he's going.
Oh, yeah.
You never know.
Never know. And I didn't say where I ate.
You didn't say where you ate.
I ate at Papa's. And that's the old crawfish corner. You know, Mitch Olivier owned the crawfish corner.
Sure.
He calls it Papa's Crawfish and Grill, I think it is. But anyhow, Barry, his daddy was Reeves, Barry Reeves.
Barry Reeves.
His daddy was the minister here at Pentecostal Church on Judson Walsh Drive.
Correct.
Saw Miss Frances Dawborn looking good.
No kidding.
That's right. And she had a little accident a while back. She's recuperated from that. She's driving the car and everything.
A lot of people know her through her son Tommy, who's the orthodontist.
Well, and they know her through the Bobby Dupre and Dupre
That's right.
Insurance Agency. I mean, she was a fixture there for 40 years. And I still love you, Miss Frances. And had Mrs. Wallace Monte as they were traveling together. And it was nice to see her. Phyllis is Miss Monte's daughter, married to Mickey Guidry. So
That's true. I forget that.
Yep. And a person that I had not seen in a long time. It was nice of him to walk up and tell me hello, Dr. Michael Lee, who's the chiropractor on Cresswell Lane. Been there, I want to say he said 20 years. Came into town, and at one time, we were on several committees working on downtown projects years ago. He was very, very active. So Dr. Lee, thanks so much for coming by and saying hello. And saw Joyce Bork and Novella Taylor. The Hewitt Bork Scholarship, they're now taking applications. You could get in touch with Kenneth Thibodeau. Kenneth and Barbara Thibodeau.
Think for a second.
And they could give you an application, or I'm sure you could go by the Queen of Angels Church. Both Joyce and Novella do some work in the office there.
Right.
Right to the rear of the Catholic Church there. And Joey Gautreaux, who was a classmate of, well, it wasn't, it was this lunch I was having with Kelly. Actually, because Joey Gautreaux and Kelly graduated from school together, big time friends. He came over to say hello, and he works with Torgill. He's a salesman handling most of North Louisiana and all the way to the Texas border. So real nice to see him. Ken Fakuri came by and said hello. Steve Alfan and his family was there. You know, he got crippled years ago in a terrible vehicle accident while they were on vacation.
You want to show the picture of you and Kelly and Megan at lunch? We can show that now if you want.
That's Friday. You could do that now.
While we go to, while we're talking about the girls, there you are, and you're over at is that the Opera House?
Cafe Opera. And that's downtown Washington on the main street there in what was known back then as the Wolf Building.
Correct.
And the Wolf Reception Hall is adjoining this particular beautiful paintings on the wall. I had taken a picture, and we showed them one time several months ago. And of course, back it up and let me...
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to start on the left, and that's Paul and Gail Celestine. They're from Abbeville, Louisiana. He's assistant fire chief, I might add, in Abbeville.
I recognize
him. And Normally would be next, and of course John is at the head of the table at the other end. Then I'm next, and then Kelly, and then Megan. And we want to say that the food was very good. Most of us ate the seafood gumbo, and it was delicious.
Brother John's feeling pretty good.
And
looks like.
Oh yeah. Then let's show another picture where we went. Well, that's some friends that came by to tell John hello. I think from way back, maybe Port Barry. That's right. And this is the home site of the Cornelius and Jeanette Dupre home. But that's not the home we lived in. They've moved that years ago, and this is the L'Enclos, who's a stonemason and also brick mason.
I guess you could call it the backside of Plaisance. I guess this would be a subdivision of Plaisance.
Yeah,
Plaisance would be the major city.
One day, Glenn Leger and Mr. Sybil Dupre said, "You keep saying you were born and raised in Plaisance. We say that's Prairie Rome.
That's even further back.
Right on the line."
And then one more house.
And then I sold this young couple, Kevin Gildery. I sold him this property, and he built a nice home, built a nice barn. He's got his horses. Everything he said he was going to do with that piece of property, he's accomplished it. And he has a young son that's working, I guess, while going to college. He works for the firm, Jim Lopez and the group over there.
Very good. Well, you want to come on back to us there, Mark? I've got a little note right here with LHC Group this Thursday, which is August 25th, which is today, 10:30 a.m. on Heather Drive at the Louisiana Family Fitness Center. They're going to have a major announcement about a big investment LHC is going to make into the community.
What?
So if you've got a chance to go by, they haven't said exactly what it is. Over here at the Health and Wellness Center, LHC is going to announce a major investment in our community here in St. Leonard Parish. So be ready. They've done a lot of positive things between the veterans monument.
They gave $100,000 to make this thing happen.
The work they've done with home health, the stuff they've done with the hospital, you know them with rehab work, you know them with the equipment, all the different things that Louisiana Healthcare Group is doing. They're growing again, and they're growing where their roots are here in St. Leonard Parish. So be ready to see big project coming up with LHC. We'll talk about it in detail next week. We can't let out the secret.
Oh, you didn't tell me.
I snuck up on you.
Yeah,
That's right.
You didn't want me to.
And thank you, Miss Brandy Fontenot, Brandy Burley Fontenot, for sending that to us.
All right. I have some good news here. One of our good friends over at Slimco, they presented some scholarships at their annual meeting in June,
right.
And they have two of the young people out of the 20. Mr. George Fawcett, of course, he's in charge.
The boss.
He's one of the one of the
Right.
top bosses. Yeah, you're right. And he's the director of marketing communications. And Nicholas Stelly is a recipient, and Lacey Mesh, both of the Karen Crow area.
Very good.
And a total of 20 scholarships, as I mentioned, totaling $40,000, and they do this every year. We have some good corporate entities, supporters in the area that really go out of their way to make things happen.
Cancelo, we'll see you on the other side of 3.
That was a nice article on the local Century 21 DCG Aguillard Realty. A nice picture with Miss Norma Hugay, Raymond Aguillard, who is my partner in this business, and he's the local broker. Right. And then, of course, Margie and Nancy Mistrick, and we have a whole group of professional agents that are, I like to call it 24/7. They on duty. You need to see.
If you want a good piece of property, looking for a good home, they got it.
And
they know
they
what's going
can
on.
show somebody else's property, or another agent from another firm can show properties we have listed.
Maybe you're looking for some rental property. Don't forget, I mean, these folks, they're handling all kind of properties for all kind of people. So sometimes you're like, well, I can't find a rental place. I need to find. Call them. They've got contacts with all of it. They know people who are interested in perhaps renting before they sell.
I hadn't looked at this little statement here. The office isn't open 7 days a week, but the agents always work after normal business hours, accommodating working people who want to look at property when they're off.
There you go.
Not when we're off, it's when they're off.
How about,
and we'd appreciate it. I'd appreciate it because I got an interest in that business.
There you go. This Sunday, new news over at the Frederick Stage on Highway 93, just going into Arnaville on the right-hand side, those old, what we always call the Singleton barns, those red barns right there. $5 to go here. Walter Mouton with Jason Fry plays some great music. You know him probably mostly when he used to play at Brobridge. What's the place in Brobridge, the old nightclub?
Mulots.
Yeah, I'm talking about the old place now. We'll go way back. La Poussière.
Well, that's not in Brobridge. La Poussière is St. Martinville.
Okay, well, My note here says Brewbridge.
Well, then I'm
Scrawny
wrong.
Park.
I'm wrong.
But I think I know the building. They used to play there 40 some odd years ago. He played weekly in the 80s. He's going to play, they played the old music, the Scott